religion.org.
Welcome back for more Religion in the News. My guest is Charity McHugh. She's this year's Miss Indiana 2009. Charity, welcome to Religion in the News.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you.
It's a pleasure.
You have been on our show before.
I have,
You have had quite a journey over the past few years. And you've been doing this now for quite some time.
Yes.
You were actually, before this title, you have won several other titles. You were Miss Teen Indiana, and you've done some things with Miss Indiana pageant in the past. Why don't you kind of walk our listeners and our viewers through the process of the whole pageant and what goes on behind the scenes?
Sure, thank you. There's a lot of different systems that are out there. There's the Miss America, Miss USA, Miss Galaxy, multiple different systems, and each of them have their own elements, but the primary fundamentals behind pageantry are for communication skills. It's a wonderful opportunity to obtain scholarship money and really give back and network into the community itself. I think that's a primary reason and platform of why young ladies decide to do competitions. And I always kind of kid around because I was a tomboy growing up, and I think my mom, I think my mom just wanted me to do a pageant so she could see me in a dress for sake of that reason. But really enjoyed it in just the development that it's occurred and the amazing people that have come across my path. But really, all in all, you know, God, I give Him all the honor, the glory, and the praise, because without Him, I'm nothing, and He's the one who's presented this opportunity.
That's great. Now, what's the process like? I mean, you go through, I mean, I know there's tons, thousands of girls, and you guys go through this behind-the-scenes process.
Yes.
What is it like behind the scenes? What do they look for? What do they expect?
The expectation is somebody who is a very grounded person, someone who's going to represent the title well, who's going to be in the community. For my particular competition, there's going to be a couple different elements. First being the interview process and having a platform, something you're giving back to. And then there's the evening gown, there's fashion wear, of course, the dreaded swimsuits and heels for every girl, photogenic, and it's just a phenomenal opportunity to possibly represent Indiana from Miss Galaxy.
Do all the girls get along behind the scenes, or?
There's a few stories. For the most part, yes, but there's always one or two, you know, people that are very, very competitive, but for all in all, the girls are wonderful and really bond and have friendships and people you know for a very, very long time, which is phenomenal.
Now, being in the position that you're in, I know that there's a lot of accountability to the ladies these days. I mean, we just experienced the Donald Trump, Miss California situation, which is an unfortunate situation. What is that all about?
I think a lot of it comes down to your character as a moral being. I think going into competitions, I think you need to be aware and you really need to self-evaluate before considering going into a competition, because things are always surfaced. You can't hide in darkness. Everything is brought to light. And it's definitely something, once you are in this position, you are a role model. You are being watched. The same as a celebrity, there is accountability. People that are in the industry of athletics, in the music or arts, there is accountability to people who are watching you, and it's very sacred, and you do have to definitely be aware at all times of what your decisions are.
Absolutely. Comes with the territory.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about you as a trainer. You actually train young ladies for pageantry and give back to the community in that way.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm an image consultant. I encompass not only training girls for pageantry, but I also work with a lot of professional people in public speaking skills, people who are just wanting to, especially college students right now, just coming out of school, who've never had the opportunity of building a resume, who aren't quite for sure of how to appropriately interview. And that's something that I work with as well, as far as mentoring young ladies for competitions. I utilize it as my ministry of giving back to people.
What's your age group for some of the?
3 up.
3?
I would say 3 to 100.
3 years old.
Yes.
So, you know, I love stories. Tell me a story. Tell us a story about maybe someone you trained.
Absolutely. I've been blessed with multiple girls that have gone on to obtain scholarship funds and really achieved a lot of success. And a lot of times people think pageantry or the coaching aspect of it is just simply for being pretty or obtaining a crown, but a lot of girls go on to obtain full ride scholarships. And I had a mother come to me and she said, you know, Charity, it was such a blessing you met my daughter, because she was an introvert before you started working with her and never would answer questions in class, always, you know, basically hid behind me. money, and then she ended up going out for student council president and obtaining it. And it's simple things like that that make all the difference in the world. Absolutely.
Now you give back to the community not only through training these
Yes.
young ladies,
Yes.
but you make public appearances.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I think we have a shot of you with the Colt
Yes.
cheerleaders. You
Yes,
recently did
it was
something with the Colts.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I have several different girls that I've worked with as far as their interview skills, and I was at the celebrity guest appearance for the Colts cheerleaders when they had their pageant to select the cheerleaders for this year. So it was a wonderful opportunity.
That would have been a very unique opportunity.
Yes.
What other appearances and places have you gone?
Sure. I've done everything from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Muscular Dystrophy Association, a lot of different organizations that I work with that I think it's absolutely imperative that you give back. I mean, this is essentially what it's for, and a great networking opportunity, and definitely available for many more appearances to come.
Good, and we'll make sure at the end of the interview that we put your contact information up for those who would like an appearance.
Okay.
Now, you have something big coming up.
I do.
Here in the not too far future.
4 weeks, I'm going to Miss Galaxy.
Now, how exciting is that?
I'm elated, yes.
So tell us about the Miss Galaxy pageant.
Absolutely. Miss Galaxy competition, even though we have a lot of the state winners, we also have international winners, everyone from the UK, Europe, Bahamas, Miss Canada, and then there are North America, South America, and then a few state delegates. So we're all preparing diligently, leaving for Tampa, Florida. It's July 7th through the 12th, and it's at the Saddlebrook Resort, Tampa, Florida. And so we're gearing up and getting excited for it.
And these girls are coming from all over the world.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have any friends, anybody that you met that you know that's going to be in
Absolutely,
this
absolutely. There's a couple of different age groups. There's teens, there's Miss, and then a Mrs. competition. So people that have been in the circuit for a while. Usually it's former Miss or the former America or USA girls that have competed that go on to compete in the Miss Galaxy system.
Wow. Now, with this particular pageant, this is a televised.
They're working on it presently to get it picked up by a network. It's always one of those, sometimes those last minute things that they work on.
In closing here, we only have actually just about a minute left.
Okay.
What would you say to an aspiring young lady who wishes to get into this industry, and what kind of advice could you give to?
Absolutely. Definitely look at it from a perspective of what do you hope to gain out of it? What do you want out of it? Are you going to wear the crown, or is the crown going to wear you? I think essentially it's used for your communication skills. It's great for young ladies that are still in junior high, high school that want to obtain scholarship money. Look at it from a perspective of it's not just a beautiful face that wears a crown. It holds a lot of responsibility. You definitely have to have accountability, and you know, it's a phenomenal networking opportunity. It opens so many doors that otherwise may not have been opened.
So it sounds like it's more of an accountability type thing, along with
it's a job. It is a job. It is a title and a serious responsibility.
A lot of pressure that goes along with it, I'm sure, but a lot of excitement.
Absolutely, yes.
So Charity, we're going to go ahead and put up your contact information for those who want to get a hold of you for appearances. And as always, best of luck to you.
I appreciate it, sir.
And we thank you for being our guest this morning on Religion in the News.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck in that pageant.
I appreciate it.
Teresa, now back to you.
Thanks, JR.